very opinionated high school student stop Christian from designing.
Oh, I know, but it was, well...
Yeah, that situation. I wanted to ask your advice. I have a 7-year-old Jillian.
Hi, Jillian.
Obviously, guess who she was rooting for this year?
Kristen.
Yeah, she was Jillian all the way. What can I, as a parent, she wants to be a designer. What
How
can
wonderful.
I do to support her? I mean, she wants a sewing machine for her 8th birthday in a month.
That's fantastic. Jillian, congratulations. I'm thrilled to hear that. Well, it's very important for young people to know that there's a big difference between being a fashion designer and being a clothing designer, and I can describe the difference. Fashion designers are a barometric gauge of our culture. If this sounds a little grand, I think it is grand. Fashion is designed in a context that's societal, it's cultural, it's historic, it's economic, and it's political. So it's all the things you're studying in school: science, math, geography, history, literature. It's all of those things. They all are part of your being a fashion designer because you're tapping into the here and now of the culture. And clothing doesn't really change. And fashion does. And that's why when you have a really good fashion designer, you have someone who has all of these educational experiences that they hold true and seriously and respectfully, as opposed to people who say, oh, I just need to take art classes, or I just need technical sewing skills. Those are certainly important because they allow you to express your ideas and get your work out, but unless you have something to say, it doesn't really matter. I mean, last season 4 auditions, owing to the fact that people had seen seasons, at least seasons 2 and 3, they knew they were coming to the auditions, whatever they presented to us, because they have to bring articles of apparel in addition to a little portfolio. It had to be impeccably made, and we had a ton of impeccably made clothes, but we had very little in the way of impeccably made fashion. And I would say to people, I see a beautiful dress, but where's the fashion? Boy, do people get mad and frustrated with me. It's like, what's wrong with that, Tim Gunn? But it was true. I mean, you could only go so far on the show with beautifully made clothes. So it needs to be that point of view that's really informed by what's going on around us. So Jillian, I wish you the very best of luck, and carry on with this, okay? Can I add one other thing? There's another area that's really hard to get to, but I think you can do it online, and you can certainly do it in the library, and that is fashion history. You really need to know what happened before you, because fashion is cyclical, and it keeps reinventing itself in a new iteration. But any of you who loved Rami Cashew in the season, and Rami was phenomenal, when we went to the Metropolitan Museum and visited the Greek and Roman galleries, there was his work. So you really saw that. You saw the siege. You saw the initial trajectory of that in that work. In fact, when I teach at Parsons, I take my students on a whole tour of the Met, where we follow sculpture and painting and see the whole evolution of fashion, because fashion is ephemeral. Those clothes don't exist anymore. So, but best wishes, Jillian.